Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning. Got an absolutely amazing broadcast, and we have a question that I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see how this question is going to be tackled today. How this question is going to be tackled today. But before we get into all that, I got to say good morning to the gentleman. We got the gentleman in with us this morning, Mr. Frank Logan. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody?
Doing well, doing well. And we got Captain Leonard. Captain Leonard, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Raheem, and morning, Glow family.
Good deal, good deal. We about to kick this thing off, and I got a question I want to ask. First, before I ask the question, y'all doing okay? Everybody's okay? Everybody good this morning?
Yes, always prayers for folks, man. We got information and news from various, our extended family, man. It's rough out here.
Yes, sir.
So we want to keep praying for everybody because nothing is promised.
And I'm before we get into this topic, I want to kick this out there real quick because I heard it yesterday, for the first time yesterday on CNN last night, and it's been all over the place, but it's talking about your president, how he knew and he tried to downplay this whole situation. I'm sure y'all heard it, how he tried to downplay this whole COVID thing. He said that, he liked to downplay things because he didn't want to cause havoc amongst the people. He didn't want to cause havoc amongst the people. So he downplayed this whole situation, this whole COVID situation. Now, my question is this, Leonard, coming to you. What do you say to that, man? He knew this the whole time. Now over 100,000 people has died, lost their lives from this COVID situation. Leonard, what's really going on?
First of all, I don't think he's really that concerned. He's more concerned about the perception of what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm no fan of his.
Mm-hmm.
However, the way he has tried to manage that is really a reflection of his leadership style.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that he believes that, and that he believed that that was the best thing to do because of the type of person that he is.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Usually I really find fault with him because he has so many faults.
Mm-hmm.
But what he said is very true to his character.
Mm-hmm.
He was not as concerned as he wants you to be. It's his style of leadership
mm-hmm.
that he will put this onus on. This is his style of leadership. And that's why he's in the positions, because he makes the hard decisions.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say this right here, and really, what you just did was give him a compliment, because you said that he's able to tell the truth. Because I didn't think he was actually able to tell the truth about anything, and so to say that
he has his own.
Yeah, absolutely. Frank, what do you say to that, man? And like I said, this is not our topic. I just want to touch this a little bit before we get into the topic. So, Frank, what do you say to that, man? He said he knew, but he wanted to downplay it because he didn't want to cause havoc amongst the people.
I heard, first of all, it shows how stupid he is. You sit down with a reporter 18 times and then you let him record you. That shows how ignorant you are. But my opinion is this. I have an opinion and then I have a fear.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion is this, is that the reason he didn't come out and tell people what was going on, because he knew he did not have a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Or he could not put together a plan to do what was needed to deal with it. So why bring up an issue when you know it is your responsibility to deal with it, and you know you're not capable of doing that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing that scares me is that you are so gullible that you're going to allow somebody to record you. Now, and this guy's just a reporter.
Yes.
What have you done to these other people like Putin people like that, the conversations you've had with them, what do they know about our secret?
Mm-hmm.
That's what scares me. It's the conversations that he had with people who just don't want to write a book or put you on blast. They have nuclear weapons. What do they know about the secrets that nobody else should know?
Mm-hmm. So you think he's released some things that he should not have released?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been guilty of that on several occasions. More importantly, it's not those comments, because as you said, it's almost complimentary for him, because he will put it on. This is his style of judgment, of leadership. However, we have to understand all the other things that were happening. He completely dismantled pretty much the pandemic response team.
Yes.
He worked with foreign governments related to this information. And like Frank was saying, he's not ashamed of what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty much just telling you this is his plan of handling it. Now, you don't have to like it, but this is what he thinks is best. And this is what makes him incapable and unfit of being our president, because of the way he believes he should do things. He'll lie to you, like what Frank was mentioning. He didn't know what to do, so he just pretty much lied about it.
Yeah.
And, he lied several times about this issue.
And
Not
see, that's the sad part.
Share the information.
Mm-hmm.
Just lied. He blatantly lied and dismantled our response.
Wow. And see, that is our leadership. That's where we are right now in this country, man. And it's very sad, man, because he's supposed to be there for the people. And when you have a situation, and good morning, Anna, how you doing this morning?
Good morning, everyone. How's Frank and how's Leonard doing this morning?
Good morning,
doing good.
Good morning.
And you too, Raheem.
Good morning. I'm glad you just didn't forget all about it. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate that, Anna. But my thing is the leadership in this country that we have right now, or lack of leadership in this country right now, to allow over 100,000 people to die from a disease that you knew about and you try to cover up. And he said, I like covering up. I like covering up, and because I don't want to cause havoc amongst the people. Well, what about the people that you're killing, Anna? And what do you say to that? We're talking about your president.
That's unforgivable. Good morning, Nathaniel. Hi. That's unforgivable. He knew this from the beginning.
Yes.
His supporters knew this from the beginning. I mean, once COVID was coming here, I mean, he had every opportunity. Remember, he was alerted way back November, for who does remember, November 2019, that this was not good. He has shot it down with the news, saying different media outlets, because I did watch him at the beginning, but then it was like the same repetitive crap. And I was like, no, I'm not going to sit down and waste my time. I got better things to do with my day than to listen to this, But he always made it look less. And I think it's because at the end of the day, it injured more that the presidency elections were coming up. I think that's all that has been on his mind, because his supporters, and even so many Republicans that I know that would have voted Republican all the way have actually sat home with COVID and seen his actions.
Yes.
And have actually said, no way, there's no way I'm voting Republican. It's impossible, because of the leadership. He knew the whole time. I mean, because I remember him just sitting there saying, oh, it's not that bad. Went ahead and reopened up the country in no time. Like, I was like, wow, it seemed like we blinked our eyes and the country was reopened.
Yes, absolutely.
And then you had certain governors who support him. And if you look to see, you talk about, or he talks about, or whoever, how bad New York did, I think the total opposite. I think Cuomo has done an excellent job up there trying to do the best he could with the mess he was handed.
Yes, absolutely.
So with that being said, he knew his administration knew they're murderers, because it's, one thing I wondered from the beginning, and I might sound crazy to people, but I'm an overthinker. Okay. I think things 1,000 different ways. Okay. Is that maybe the administration saw themselves going so bad financially that they let all these older people die. Yes, some younger people died in the way, but that was a chance. That's enough. That was a chance that they took, and he took it.
Yeah.
They rolled the dice, and look at all the people that died. That's just my opinion. He's selfish. He's a narcissist. And stop it. And he only thinks about stop it. He only thinks about himself, and so it is what it is. I think finances has a lot to do with it. Again, remember, the country opened back up. So, that's my opinion on it. I mean, it's ugly, it's disgusting, and they're all murderers in my eyes, because you knew that this was happening. So that's just as bad as the person who has AIDS giving it to everybody. Same scenario. You just turned your face.
Exactly.
So it is what it is.
Now, Frank, and I want to say again, this is not our topic today. It's just something I think that we needed to talk about, because when it came out, and he said it in a recording, Frank, that he knew. He said it. It's not like a lot of time he'll say something. He'll say, "Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say that." He'll try to cover it up, but they played it. They played it for him. This is you talking. This is you saying this. This is you making this comment. Lack of a better term, this comment, telling everybody that you knew. Frank, come on, man. Where are we at?
It's so scary. He, out of his lips 4 years ago, he said, I could shoot someone in Central Park.
Yes, he did.
And never do a thing. And unfortunately, even though you hear his voice, the people who are in this cult, because when he accepted the presidency, he said, this is a movement. And in this movement that they have going, this cult that they have going, these people could care less. They don't care about right or wrong. The people that are these racists and these people that are true Trump people, they don't care. They're alive. And what they don't understand is that so many people that are following Trump, that poor girl just sat there and said the only existing illness that her father had was being a Trump supporter. And that's what killed him. Because he listened to him, and he was outside with no mask on and around people and at parties. And that's what killed her father. But it's unfortunate, though, Raheem. Those people could care less as long as he is giving them an opportunity to have the platform that they want to have.
Yeah.
In pushing racism and hate. But I tell you this is something, and I can't guarantee you, but this is something that I've seen over the last 2 weeks. The Republican Party's run out of money. And if you ever want to find out what's going to be successful, follow the money. So when they're saying that they don't have money, that means that people are backing or investing in somebody else. And they're investing in the Democratic Party. And when people begin to put their money there,
that's what's going on. That's the ship that's going to sail.
They're not putting their money there for no reason. They're putting it there for a return.
So that's the ship that's going to sail.
That's right.
Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? And we're going to get to our topic in just 1 second, man. I think we had to talk about this morning a little bit at least.
I thought this was the topic, right?
No, sir. No, sir.
At one point. But yes, just exactly like people have said, something is going on with the American people. And there needs to be a huge waking up. A lot of their resources, as Frank mentioned, have been reported that they are backed by it. And usually you would follow the money. As sad as it would, you would think you would follow votes.
Yes.
But you follow the money. And see, what's going to happen is this is how he got in trouble before. I don't even think he has the money to borrow from somewhere else, which is why we have to have rules in place, because I'm sure his buddy Vladimir would loan him the money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But once he becomes a liability to Vladimir, then he's going to be wiped off of the map.
Yes.
You understand?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because he has made things a lot worse than I think people imagined.
And this is and this is throughout the whole world. The whole world is looking at where we are right now.
Yes.
And we're not looking favorable at all. We're not looking favorable at all, Leonard. We're really not.
And I think the only thing that is a contradiction to me with him is the fact that we're still backing Israel.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, he does not cross that line.
That's saying a lot. That's really saying a lot. Frank, what's on your heart? And we're gonna jump into our topic.
I've always wondered if, because one of the things that he's fighting for is he knows once he's out of office, he's getting prosecuted.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely.
I honestly believe that he's going to try to flee the country.
Oh, yeah.
So some of these places that you go, okay, why is he so buddy over there? I honestly think that he's going to try to flee the country.
Mm-hmm.
What he's trying to do now is first, I don't, maybe I'm just stupid and I don't understand politics, but how do you get on national television and from the White House, you tell people to commit felonies
mm-hmm.
and not go to jail?
Yep.
You tell people to vote twice.
Yep.
Turn in front of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that there's not laws against that. There's laws against you hollering fire in a crowded building. How can he not, once somebody commits a felony, how is he not a part of that?
Mm-hmm.
If only one person does it. I think it was I can't remember the governor of what state. He said that people have actually tried to do that, and he's prosecuting all of them. It may be, I don't know if it's Georgia.
Georgia.
I know Georgia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, and I know the one in Georgia. He came out. He said that this has been an issue, and if anybody does, it is a felony that he will prosecute. Yeah, Georgia is one of them that said that.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to prosecute everybody. But
Mm-hmm.
once people begin to do that, how is he not an accomplice? When on national television, he told them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We got to look at the laws, man. We have to look at the law.
They got a different set of laws for Trump, man. They got a different set of laws. A lot of the things that he's doing, a lot of presidents would not even think about doing, but he's doing them. And not only is he doing it, he's getting away with it. So why is that?
It's not that he's getting away with it. He is being supported
mm-hmm.
in doing it. He's not getting away with anything.
Mm-hmm.
He's being supported. You have to remember, this president was impeached in the House,
mm-hmm.
but the Senate refused to move. So it's not Donald Trump by himself.
Yeah.
It's those people in government that support him. Look at our Attorney General. He supports all wrong. When have we had an Attorney General that was looking at being disbarred for unethical behavior? Trump's Attorney General.
Yeah. Wow. Now let's get to the topic today. The topic is a little different, man. We may actually should stay right here, but we do have a topic today, so I want to honor what we put out there. Frank, I'm coming to you. Better yet, I'm gonna go to the young lady first, and I'm gonna come to you. Does the word family in this day and time have the same value as it once did? Anna? Oh, we lost Anna. Anna hopefully gonna call back in a little bit. Didn't realize we had lost it. So Frank, go ahead with that. Does the word family have the same value that it once had?
Once we establish something, and this is one of Leonard's thing. This is a Leonardism. once you establish a standard,
Mm-hmm.
the standard doesn't change because you can't meet it.
Mm-hmm.
The standard is the standard. Once we have defined what family is, now different people's definitions are different. What I understand as far as family and what somebody else's definition of family, that the way they defined it may be different. But if you said, okay, if we agree, man, God is so good. It's so crazy because I had this conversation with my daughter. This is my daughter, my biological daughter. But her definition of love was different than my definition of love.
Mm-hmm.
See, the way she looked at love was, Daddy, I tell you that I love you. I'm emotional about it. But see, my definition of love had all kind of other things rolled into it: respect, responsibility, trust. All things were rolled up in love. Well, it's the same thing with me with family. Okay, if we're family, there's certain unwritten rules. There's things that we do automatically, and there's things that we don't do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because you're family. You know, I don't care what goes on. I had this talk with my boys the other day. This is you're a Logan. So this is what we do. You know, so when you say, is it the same before?
Does it have the same
I
value?
mean, you know, and once again, and I'm not trying to, you know, to be evasive, but it depends on how you define family. You know, I grew up in a community where there was like 6, 7 kids in every house, and every family was different. There, you know, we had people on our blocks where the family fought amongst each other and shot and stabbed each other more than they had issues with anybody else on the block.
Mm-hmm.
But that was how they got out. They did that the entire time that I lived there. And so their definition of family was totally different. But if I think some people would just assume that when I was growing up, that the standard was higher,
Mm-hmm.
or people valued it more. That was a house by house, neighborhood by neighborhood type of thing. So I think today you still have people that have, that they're flowing and they're moving in a wonderful way. And then you still have some people that struggle with that whole family piece.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you said it was a house by house type scenario. That's good. That's good because I know some houses that had a very, very high family values, and I had I seen some houses, not so much. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? What do you say to that? Does the word family carry the same value today as it did back in our grandparents' times?
Yes. However, we have to realize the word is relative.
Mm-hmm.
So one, you could have family based on just being a blood relative of someone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the truest sense of the word, that's what that was.
Mm-hmm.
Blood relatives.
Mm-hmm.
Or then we even extended it to those who we formed bonds and contracts with through marriage.
Okay.
And then we got to the point where now it's where anybody that want to get together that share love with one another. Even if you talk to the young people,
Mm-hmm.
one of the slang terms is, "Hey, what's up, fam?"
Yeah.
That means we're acknowledging that we're brothers and sisters based on the color of our skin.
Mm-hmm.
And that we must have something in common because of the color of our skin. And it's close enough for us to respond to one another. That research purposes was based on what two married individuals having a kid. What was it, 1.5? You know how the numbers work out.
Yeah.
About 1.5 to 2 kids. This is what I'm saying, a boy and a girl, a mom and a dad. That was the definition of family. And we've seen how that has had to change just to administer government programs and policies. The whole definition of family had to change.
Mm-hmm. Now, at some point in time, Leonard, have you had friends? And we're not personal. Let me even change the way I'm putting it out there. Have you seen a situation where a person had a friend that was closer than a family member to them?
Hold on, you was breaking up a little bit right here. You say that again?
Have you ever seen a situation where a person had a friend and that friend was really close than their actual family members?
Pretty soon we don't need Morse code.
Oh, you still can hear me? Hold on. Now, have you ever seen? Let me say we're gonna need Morse code.
You're going completely out right here.
Oh, you can't hear me? Hey, Frank, can you hear me? Frank, can you hear me?
It's a voice issue, I believe. The line.
I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you perfectly. Can you hear me, Leonard?
Yeah. Can you hear Frank?
I'll call back.
Okay.
That's his phone.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's his phone.
Okay. let me go. We got a couple of callers on the line. Let me go to I think we got Toya with the T. Toya with the T, you with us?
Hey, good morning, family. Toya with the T. Hello.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, young lady. We're asking a question. We're talking about family this morning, and asking the question: does the word family as it used to? What do you say to that?
You said family and values?
Yeah, does the word family have the same value as it used to?
Does the word president have the same value that it used to anymore?
Oh no, see,
it's just a word.
No. Family. I think she might be something with our phone line this morning. You know.
I know what you said.
Oh,
I know what you said. You said family, and I said president. President ain't the same no more either, because it's just a word to describe a specific group of people that you might have the same lineage with, and not for nothing. Like Leonard was just saying, it's not even all about that no more. We got dominion to put whatever law we want to put in place to say what this means. And family is just a word. It's the people that's lost the value. It's just a man that's lost the value. A family is supposed to be what we think it is. The people that create the family is what distorts the vision of it. So I don't think family distorts the value we have. We're not living to excellent standards. We're not doing what we're supposed to. We letting stuff be okay with the wayside. We're accepting jobs and letting pornography and cursing music and all these laws, we letting it be okay. And that spills over into family. So family ain't lost values. It's us. We losing the values. We forgetting. We don't want to fight no more. We don't want to hold on. We don't want to go above and beyond.
Wow. Let me see something. Okay, good day. I was getting a doggone text message the same time you was talking there. But let me see. Let me go to and that's true. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of elements why the family structure has changed so much. But I sometimes wonder, is it by design? But we'll get to that part of the conversation as well. Donald Tucson, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Doing well.
Asking the same question. Asking the same question, brother. Does the word family have the same value as it used to?
I'm going to have to get on that same road. People don't have no value. I'm confused, man. I'm really confused. You know, and you don't pray for me because, for real, I don't tell everything, but I'm telling you, people don't have value.
Wow.
People. And I really don't understand because I hear Frank talk, and you back in and it was a secret. It actually was a secret. Now If you want to know anything about your family, check Facebook.
Wow.
That's all you got to do. You don't have to. You don't have to watch the news. You know, matter of fact, I'm gonna just do a little confession. My last grandchild. That's how I found out he was born. I didn't even know that the boy had a baby coming. They told me on Facebook.
Good Lord.
People don't have no value. People don't have no values. And I listen and I say that, and I try not to discredit somebody else's choice for making decisions or decisions to make their choice in life. And people, and for the life of me, I can't understand, as I've been going 3.5 years under the leadership of Donald J. Trump, I can't understand how we're about to go. Almost seems like we're about to make the same choice again. I don't know. I don't understand. We got families that you know when the husband and the wife are falling out because they publicize it. That's crazy. You got children that need help right now because they're trying to figure out how to do a simple thing. And for the life of me, I can understand why parents that have brought these kids into the world that are so self-centered that they can't stop and say, let me help my child learn. No, the grandparents are trying to do it. And I say that because I don't raise grandchildren. The devil is a lie. I'm not going to raise, not now, my grandchildren. Not now. People have lost values. You said, I've been approached with a situation, and I'm saying this, and might be put myself out there a little bit, but that's okay. My son told me one time. He said, "Dad, I need to come stay with you, me and my girlfriend, and our children." I said, "No, sir, no, sir, no, no, sir." Period. I got enough problems of my own. He says to me, "Love you to death."
That right.
He says to me, "Well, I ain't gonna let you ain't gonna see your grandchildren, son. That don't work with me. If I'll wait till they grow up.
Yeah.
If they want to come see me, they will find me. But that doesn't work."
Yeah.
And that was just a teaching moment between me and him. What I'm saying is, we can't let society, the way that it's evolving, change us. We have people, and I'm a little long-winded this morning. People have made the choice to have same-sex marriage, and I'm not able to. But we have allowed these people to pastor our churches. The devil is a lie. See what I mean? People have lost values. I don't know where we're going with this thing.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
And it
I'm just lost.
It can be very confusing. It can be very confusing. Leonard, what do you say to that? Can you hear me, Leonard?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good deal. What do you say about that, man? Because Donald put a lot out there, man. He said that people don't have any values, man. And yes, people are the elements that make up the family, but at the same time, individuals has lost it. So how can a family have it?
Well, and that's part of my entire response to these types of questions. Even in order for you to have a good community, you must have good individuals.
Come on.
And we can sit around and act as if it's some type of group effort to do the right thing, or it's going to be some type of group effort for to take this. No, it's not. It's an individual responsibility. I only want to sit at the table with people bringing good things to the table. You just, you already sliding in on stupid because the way you got it in my community anyway is because the color of your skin. So when we sit down and realize and we break bread together and we realize you're not really my type of person. So individuals must be good and do good things before we come together. This is the whole point of even saying you're part of a religion.
So let me say this real quick. So basically, what I'm hearing you say is, and I love this, the color of your skin is no qualifying factor, whether we're family or not.
I want you to say that again because you were breaking up a little bit.
Okay, the color of your skin is no qualifying factor, whether we're family.
On a various level, yes. On a certain level, yes. As far as ethnicity is concerned, yes, but there is also a concept called ethnic cleansing. See, we ain't all that great neither. We have our issues. We're related, and a lot of people get to the point that how they don't even want to acknowledge their ethnicity if they don't have to. This whole thing is that, one, I'm not one of these people that everything changes just because you want it to. No. Words have meaning and you don't just get to change that. Because if you do, once you start doing that, you lack communication. And that's the issue. You've changed so many things now. Communication is broken down because now it's hard to sit at the table and communicate with a person on a certain level. You can sit at a table and communicate with someone on a race level. And they may not be able to go any further.
Okay, that's good.
You have certain places where you discuss things at certain levels. Like, yes, I will come together with other Black people to fight our enemies. However, when we sit at that table, you're going to realize that I'm a little different than you are.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Frank, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
And at the core of everything that we're talking about, and it's a lot of good stuff. And the one thing and where this began is respect. It starts out, it's like the old saying, you is it a frog that you cook slowly in boiling water? You just put him in there and slowly you turn the temperature up, and you cooking. But what happens is that there's an order, there's a way that we're supposed to move and flow, and we get desensitized. It's just like I don't play with people's kids. I don't play with people, period, as far as how they talk to me, because they're testing you. And when you allow people to begin to disrespect you, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And then before you know it, they're disrespecting your wife or they're disrespecting your home. And some people want to give people pass and say, oh, well, that's just the way they are. We're just passionate people and that's how we talk. No, that's how you talk to somebody else. Because if that's how you get out, I can't be around you.
Yeah.
Because we can talk to each other without disrespecting each other. But it's that, and we allow that with kids. Before, we would never let our kids say certain things or move a certain way. We used to laugh at other people's kids because they let them do that. Now our kids are doing it. Now our kids are walking up and down the street with foul mouths. Now our kids are smoking marijuana on the block, right in front of their parents' house. I told you about the commercial that I saw where the guy comes in with the Crown Royal and takes it out the bag and pours him and his mama a drink.
Yeah.
And say, here you go, mama. Man, see, it's mess like that. It's mess. That's where it starts. And that's how we get off the rails, because we begin to to think things are okay that are not okay. And to Donald, what he said about, him finding out about his grandchild on Facebook. Find it not strange, brother. Find it not strange. That's what's happening in these days, because they don't honor the grandparents and the parents. They don't honor them the way they used to.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's ridiculous. But it's happening everywhere. It happened in his family. It's happening in my family. I'm not going to sit back and say, oh, how did that happen? Please. That's what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
I say all the time, and that's because Rashid is here. There's nothing that Rashid's wife could say to me that would make me cuss her out.
Mm-hmm.
That's my man's wife.
Yeah.
But we are doing things that we shouldn't be doing. We're allowing our kids and other kids to do things, and we're getting desensitized where it's the norm. We're allowing them to cuss. Oh, well, that's just how they talk. They silly, or it's funny. You look at these videos and you got these little nasty little girls on there twerking and all this other mess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's where it starts.
Exactly. Toy with the T, what's on your heart, sis? Talk to me.
He said that and they said that, honey. True. Very, very true. My niece just turned 18 yesterday, and she mistakenly showed me her tattoo she got. All right. So when I see her tattoo, I've been talking to her about being a CEO since 9. Okay. So I said, Leah, what's that? She said, oh, auntie, I forgot to tell you. And before you know it, man, your hard auntie broke down crying. I boo. She was like, auntie, wait, no, what's wrong? I said, how could you get tattoo? She's like, auntie, I'm okay. And she's like, why are you crying? I'm like, you don't understand. I don't want that life for you. I see how I played a role in making you think it's okay to live that life. Now the Lord got me on something else, and now I see you walking down that journey. She's like, wait, auntie, no, I'm okay. And I'm boom, like, no, I see what my daddy was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's nothing I can do. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing I can do now because I talked to her about a CEO, but what she's doing is me. You understand me? I've always been a smart girl. However, I dress like the world, wore tattoos like the world, did this and that like the world, sincere in my heart. I didn't do what I know I should have been doing. And I see that in her, and it hurts. And that's what's taking over.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? That when we say, oh, well, I am not going to put you on punishment because my parents put me on punishment. But what's wrong with you? Well, I'm not going to discipline you a certain kind of way because I didn't get this. Well, it's not abuse. What's wrong with that? Like, it's leveled as a collective whole, as individuals. You understand? The people who decide to let it be played, the producers who decide to let it be created. I mean, once upon a time, we see Ricky didn't sleep in the same bed on television. Why? Because they wouldn't have that. Black people couldn't do certain things. Why? Because they wouldn't have that. Now it's like, oh, the people all set. Everybody can do everything, and it's not just about the kids. The parents are involved too. Some of these parents are encouraging these girls and these guys. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just the spirit, man, that we identify ourselves gay people. I remember when I was in child court, they asked, are you family? I mean, are you gay? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Gay. You know what I'm saying? They identify that we get to be able to use those words the way we want to, but at the same time, being 100, man,
Mm-hmm.
we adults have dropped the ball, okay, with not spanking the kids, with not moving them accountable to censorship and all this. We should have been fighting, man, for all this stuff. And I mean, this is just what it is, man. This is the roosters coming home to roost. All of ours.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no pointing fingers at nobody. All of our families are having a revelation right now on where we are in Christ as individuals, as our bloodlines, as our generation, stuck in the house, noticing what we made, we got to correct it. So, like, when we have these conversations, right, every individual that might hear or think that this is something to them, we got to start correcting it. We got to start working our family truth out and making sure that, you know, we all work on our individual salvation. Because let's be honest, you know, we need to tighten up a lot.
Good deal. Good deal. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine. Good morning, everybody.
Talk to me, brother. We're talking about the family, man. Has the word family lost its value? What do you say to that?
Like everybody has been saying, the word hasn't lost its value. You can't really change the definitions of words, just like you can't change the formulas for algebra problems. You know, this is a complicated psychology that we're going through when we came up with these words, or when whoever came up with these words that we were supposed to understand a meaning to them. They were made to be understood to be permanent. You know, you can't take the definition of the word black or water and then change it. You might be able to add some more stuff to it, but that original definition gonna have to stick. So that didn't change. It was the values of the people. But I think it all comes from bad programming. And bad programming leads to bad psychology. But if you also, you know, when you have concerns about stuff like this and you have these questions, you have to go back and ask where did it start? Because it wasn't always like this, you know, or it wouldn't be a question, because evidently we knew what the family was, but now we see it's different, so it's a problem. You know, what is it going on? Is the definition changed, or is it the people? So yes, the people, you know, but we have to remember, just like teaching, that equates to the word train. But we don't have the opportunity to teach or train our children the way we used to, or our younger generation, even if those in our community that are supposed to be a part of our village. We don't have time to create enough bonds. We don't know our neighbors enough. And then society has gone to favoring trends. So trends now dictate what values everybody has. And once we adopted somebody else's culture after 1975, we picked up their trends, positive and negative, even the divorce rate. Think about that. If our divorce rate picked up after 1965, somewhere our values had to change in the people we were choosing and the beliefs and what it was for a family meant.
That's good. That's good. Toussaint. Donald Toussaint.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're actually, and we putting a lot on the table right now, but is all this stuff that we're talking about the breakdown in the family and how it's not like it used to be, and the people have changed, the individuals has changed. Do you think all that is by design, or is it just a sign of the times?
Let me tell you what went through my mind when we was talking. Everybody was talking. Doesn't a simple thing like a sentence, have a structure? That's just a question.
Yes, it does.
And if a sentence has a structure, and family is supposed to have one, check out our language. Check out the way we talk. Man, you know, ain't that, you know, do you hear our most, everybody sound, our young folks sound the same. Y'all understand? Not all of them. For the most part. I'm trying to figure out where you get this conversation from. This mentality, this rage, this foolishness. There's no structure in it. I don't even know they don't even try to put a sentence together no more. They got an air to their conversation. You ever heard their conversation? I'm not criticizing them, because I can't criticize nobody, because I have my own issues. I have my own situations that are not all together. So in this society that we live in, that is all discombobulated, That's the only word I could think of.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Where's the structure?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the example for structure?
So again, I ask the question: Is that? Do you think a part of that is by design, that the family has broken down, or
it's design? It's misguided design,
mm-hmm.
but it has a blueprint. I think Toya hit on it. I believe Toya hit on it. Somebody said along the way, I'm not going to raise my children like I was raised.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. That's what you get.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, they didn't kill you. They didn't kill us. I mean, it was a mentality that probably came from slave mentality. It
Mm-hmm.
probably had. We can relate it to that because they beat your kids. I mean, boy, I tell you, my dad would put something on you. But it didn't kill me. It stopped me from getting arrested.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't scared of the police. I wasn't afraid of my parents. I honored them
Mm-hmm.
for the love that they shared by tearing my tail up.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
In a manner that they didn't beat me. They chastised me. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I used to hate to see a parent yank their kid by the arm. That would tick me off. Because that's a sort of form of, why you on, with all your strength, pull on a 2-year-old like that. You can pull his arm by the socket.
Mm-hmm.
But chastising and abuse is two different things.
Okay.
But I believe somebody said, I'm not going to raise my child like that.
Mm-hmm.
And here are our results.
Yeah, here are the results. Frank, what do you say to that, man? What is the difference? How thin is the line between chastising and abusing?
Can I be a little selfish this morning, man? Because I have been pacing ever since Toya talked.
Mm-hmm.
Because she said something that, man, it blessed me this morning. And I'm going to trust y'all with what I'm about to say because it's personal. And I don't share my testimony with everybody. But when I was coming up in Detroit, dude, I was out there, man. Out there bad. And, man, I was the guy that always looked to make money. So I was that go-to guy, somebody that you go to. And at a very young age, I sold weapons. And I was in and out of strip clubs. But when I went into a strip club, it never made sense to me to go in there and give away my money. So I'm in there trying to figure out how to make money. So what I figured out is I can have after parties and bring everybody from the strip club and make money. I'm making $500-600 a night by bringing them all to my house and them having after party. So I got a point here. So my nephew, who loves me, is watching this. Now this kid loves me, and it got to the point where I didn't even have to go to the strip clubs no more. I would just send my nephew, and he'd bring the girls to the house. So when I finally surrendered my life to the Lord, I began to pull on my nephew. He hated it because, see, he loved his violent strip club going uncle that was throwing these parties. I jacked up that kid's life. So when you heard Toya saying that she was crying, as much as she was crying about her niece getting a tattoo, she was also crying about the things that her niece had seen her do that would bring her to that place. Because the younger people under us, they adore us. And they will begin to try to emulate us no matter what you say. And that's what my nephew did. And believe it or not, I got to the place because now I turned my life around. And I'm saying, come on, dude, we're not doing that no more. And he's saying, forget you. Dude, you did this in front of me for all these years. Now you want me to change just because you changed? Man, that blessed me because, see, the thing about it is I'm looking at him when I should have been looking at me. See, sometimes you have to repent for a thing before that thing can be broken. And that's something that I never repented for because I figured I'm just living my life. This is my life. I'm just living my life. But you don't realize how many other people you get caught up in your life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, that blessed me, man. Man, that blessed me.
Toy, you know you were the preacher, did you? Toy, you with the T.
Yep.
You didn't know you were the preacher, huh?
No, honey, I just be spilling my truth. You already know how that go, man.
There you go.
I be telling them my truth. I try not to put no cover on it and just be totally honest. So, hey, the truth shall set you free, man.
There you go. There you go. We got a caller just came in, and we have a fella that just came in on the video side. Y'all say good morning to Bishop. Bishop on the video side this morning. What's going on, sir?
It's you, man. What's going on?
Hey, doing good, doing good. We asked the question this morning. Has the word family lost its value? Has the word family in this day and time lost its value? What do you say to that?
Oh, man. Yeah, that is a good question. I guess with the rigmarole of life, everybody's running here and there. They don't really sit down as a family to talk or to eat. And the family stuff is being distant. I would not blame it on Corona, though. I just blame it on the fact that everybody's life is so busy that they don't regard family as much as they should.
Now, back in when grandmother and granddad was still around, did we move differently?
Oh,
as a family,
we did. The older generation emphasized family. Family functions, come to dinner. You know, we had a very good relationship with our grandparents, and which caused mom and dad to try to keep that family unity intact. But I'll say something. When you got babies having babies, they don't know and understand the value of family.
Come on.
Grandma now 33. When I grew up, grandma more than 33.
She sure wasn't far from it. Far from it. Annie from Mississippi. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
I am doing great. How you guys doing this morning?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Answer the question: has the word family lost its value? What do you say to that, Annie?
Since my mom passed away, our family, it's like the unit is it's different. My mom were more like the glue that kept us together, even when we didn't even get along with each other. We would make once we go visit my mom, you know, we would all try to put all that aside, all because of her. But since my mom passed away about 10 years ago, our family is a little bit different. You know, I don't know, the structure is different. You know, it's different right now. We hold each other accountable. We never forgive. We, you know, not just them, but me too. I hold stuff. I forget who also. So it's different now.
And it is because and a lot of people's family, is the grandmother. It's the grandmother. It's the grandmother that really makes sure that we got some background noise coming from somebody line, mutual line for me. But in a lot of people's family, it's the grandmother that glue that you was talking about. And she makes sure that people come together. She cook a fantastic meal. We come together, man, and eat together, play games and music, and just have a good time, man. It's almost like a family reunion every other week or every week, you know. And that Sunday dinner was huge. Sunday dinner was huge, man, because everybody came home for that Sunday dinner. When is the last time people really had a Sunday dinner where everybody came together and just enjoyed themselves as a family? When's the last time anybody can remember that? It's been a while. It's been a while. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Are you speaking to me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Brother and servant, Brother Pete, top quality. Greetings to the family. The Bible says the foundations of the earth are all out of place.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible also says, train up a child in the way that they should go. When they're older, they shall not depart. I forget my dear brother's name. I believe it's Brother Frank.
Yes.
Can probably expound further and further and further and just add more clarity. But when we're talking about the spiritual side, certainly we have left God, we have forgotten God, we have taken God out, we have put God to the side. We have put it on the shelf, so to speak. Pick it up when we feel we need it, and when we want to put it down, we put it down. So that's the problem.
So basically,
the Bible has a scripture that talks about you being lukewarm,
mm-hmm.
And if you're not, he's gonna spit you out his mouth. Mm-hmm. Now that's the spiritual side. Naturally speaking, this government realized that our women were a stronghold for us as a family, as a structure, as a community, and a people. So they devised plans to separate the man from the woman way back in the late 60s and the early 70s. We have been steered as a people, systematic, culturally, to our own demise. And we have bought these coupons for our demise. We support these initiatives for our demise. We reinforce them. And we find ourselves as a collective dealing with these different circumstances and situations. Mm-hmm. So the Bible says you can do nothing against the truth, only for it.
Good deal.
So if we find ourselves in line and committed with the truth, I think we'll be back on track. But unfortunately, we're being led astray by these systematic functions. And the spiritual application is a whole nother level of negativity and degradation that we're finding ourselves dealing with.
Good deal. Leonard, let me come to Leonard for a second. Leonard, and you heard your brother Pete, man. I know y'all are very close, but let me ask you this question, man. Do you think our community, us folks, like to say us folks, do you think we give the government too much credit in the demise of our community?
Some of y'all better at that. Y'all better at blaming stuff on everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody want to take responsibility for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to blame everybody for something.
Mm-hmm.
So one, when you get to talking about we as a community, we as this, I'm not part of that community.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not part of that community that really care about what anyone else thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a responsibility. My mother and my father raised me to be a decent individual.
Mm-hmm.
What was right was what important, not what people was doing, not what was popular, but what they set me down and made sure that they understand, regardless even what you see me do. What does God want you to do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good.
You can blame what you want on everybody else, but see, me and you don't get to stand before the judgment together. They're not going to divide that up amongst us. You're going to get your issue, Pete gonna get his issue, and everybody on this line gonna get their issue. You heard?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on.
So you had better get right with God before you try to get right with people.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Because people change every day. They change words, they change definitions. I remember when somebody had the notion that if you stop calling women B's and H's, things would change. No, it don't. You just stop calling them that. That's all you did.
Mm-hmm.
But see, when you got called a certain word, especially if I call you a certain thing, I'm going to define it for you and let you know why I called you what I called you.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Rico, what's on your heart, man? Do we give the government too much credit in the demise or of the family union?
Can you repeat that first part again?
Do we give the government too much credit? Because people saying how, the government had did it and put these different things into place, and it's by design that the family has separated to a certain degree. Do you think we give the government too much credit in that regard?
I don't think it's that we give them too much credit. Once again, it's that we just don't accept enough credit. It all goes back to us accepting accountability for the part we play.
Responsibility.
I put it to you like this.
Mm-hmm.
The government made the Kool-Aid but you pick what flavor you want. Now, you didn't even have to drink none of the Kool-Aid. You could have drunk water and stayed healthy. But somewhere, something told you, and this Kool-Aid might be a little bit better. Guess what I got to offer? Something a little bit better. It's sweet. It got sugar in it. And you know how y'all like sugar. And I got flavor. But then you know what? You got so much freedom. Whatever comes to your mind, you can achieve that. Mix them all together and make them a suicide. Be greedy. Taste all of it.
Yeah.
The government played the role of the devil. They've been studying people and studying psychology since before we got here. They classified people and said, you know what? These people are ignorant, they're dumb, they're savages. Then they classified another people. They're good builders. They're gatherers. But they lack this kind of and that kind of each other. And I think they're superior over them. And then they went around the world with this psychology and kept modifying it to stay in power. And so they knew already that if you introduce certain things to an atmosphere, whether it be via people or via just images or sounds, and control it, you can mess with their brain. That, like I said, I think I brought up training and teaching earlier. It depends on who you've been trained and taught by. But that is very important, the values that we have, what we consider important or what we consider positive. But I'm not going to say we, but we adapted to a culture that it told you to not only chase your dreams, but also try your curiosities.
Okay, that's good.
All of them, throw values and throw integrity out the window and just try what you want to try. The life you got to live, and honestly can't.
That's good. That's good. Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning, Cassandra?
Good morning.
Cassandra, asking a question, and I know you've been looking there for a minute. So I don't even have to put the question. I think you already know what it is about the family and the value. Has it lost its value? So what do you say to that, Cassandra? What's on your heart?
Well, I want to speak to the question that you just posed, which was about the government. We have to remember that as a people, at our lowest point, during the Depression and coming out of the Depression, there were guidelines set in place that the Black man, literally many Black men around the country, had to leave their in order to get help. So you can check that yourself if you're not sure about that. Go ahead and do your research. If the Black man was in the house, the woman could not get certain benefits to feed her children, to have housing for her children. And that was, to me, a part of the culture of destroying the Black family. And Black men, they left because they wanted their families to be able to eat. They wanted their families to be able to have housing. So it was a way of separating, and not all Black men did, but a lot of Black men did leave their households in order to, live outside of their households in order for the wives to be able to get help. I believe that there have been so many things set up systemically for Black families to fail that we have to pay attention to that. And yes, we have a choice. But if it's between your children eating and you being in the house, if it's between your children having a roof over their head and you being in the house, I understand why a lot of Black men made that choice. And we have been trying to recover from that. Even till today, we have the highest poverty level in this country. As hard as we have fought to build this country, we have the highest poverty levels in this country. And it's not about people not wanting to make it. We don't have the same opportunities that other groups have. You can pretend like, oh, everybody can make it in America. Come on into America. That's a lie. Things will be great in America. No, that's a lie right there too. No, you can fight as hard as you want, because I know have fought to come out of poverty and for years, and are still there. They've gone to school. They've done everything that America says they need to do, and they are still at the bottom of the ring.
Wow.
So, I believe that a lot of it has been set up to destroy us as a people.
Okay. That's good. That's real good. Toya, what's on your heart? Good to make a round for a lot of people, so everybody be on standby. I'm coming to you next. Toya, what's on your heart? Toya, I'm about to say it to you. Wake up and go to sleep. Rico, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, she, everybody hitting home runs right now, man. I mean, we see what's going on. It's a joint effort. You know, then it's the government, and then it's the exposure. You know what I'm saying? It's the fact that we still have, choices, but the choices that we are detrimental to us, detrimental to society.
Yeah.
At one point in time, when people in our culture didn't have a lot of access that we wanted to have, when we got what we wanted to have, we also got a lot of access that we didn't need to have. Some of the access we got, we needed to have. Some of it we did. We picked up those trades, and it changed our culture. Like Cassandra said, the divorce rate went up.
Yeah.
The crime rate changed. I mean, there's just so many different things change in our community as far as values go. It's like, okay, I'm gonna give you this example. Somebody comes up with an invention or some kind of business that gives a great service to mankind, and they get mega rich off of it, like Sam Walton. He didn't come into it thinking he wanted to be the richest man. We're gonna have one of the biggest companies. He just wanted to provide a service. You could shop for less, but shop for everything in one place. And they modified and moved around to make it better and better till it grew to what it is, the super centers and stuff at Sam's. Now, his children, they reap the benefits of that.
Yes.
But they didn't have that idea, that empathy in their heart to come up with that plan to provide a service. They just reap the benefits of somebody else's plan. So they're not going to have the same compassion toward the employees or the customers, or none of those original ideas of the meaning of why he wanted to come up with that he did. The only thing they know is to keep up with the capital and make sure that the business survives. So people lose meaning over why their ancestors or the relatives before them did things, even though they benefited from it. It leads from being a benefit to a privilege mentally.
Good deal. And Anna and Annie, what do you say to that, Annie? What's Annie, you there?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yes.
What's on your heart?
I agree with them. We know that we were never offered the opportunity that other races were offered. So, I understand that. When it comes down to the family unit, I was thinking earlier how, back in the day we had love, we had all these things in our family, but some kind of way, somewhere along the line, we have drifted apart. And as I think about it and as I ponder on it, it's so very sad, because I would love to have a very close family, a family that love each other and could not was looking forward to seeing each other again. But somewhere and down the line, we have lost all of that. And it's really, really sad, because it might now, but our family have so far apart. And to me, that's very heartbreaking.
Exactly. Pete, let me ask you this question. Pete, you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I really want to hear your heart on this, brother. I really want to hear your heart. Do you think integration hurt us as a people?
Yes, sir.
Explain to me.
I absolutely believe integration hurt us as a people. We getting the ice from the same manufactured ice house, but Mr. Charlie's ice is colder. You've been beat down and denigrated in a society so low you want to live your life at a level of, peace and acceptance, and throughout history, from the slave era to somewhat present, it's switching now. It's been a projected image of us trying to be accepted, trying to go along, to get along. So instead of us building up our own storehouse, you're a father, you have a wife, you have children, you have some talents and skills, and you're always out of the house helping everybody get their stuff together. But you're an excellent mechanic, but your car has malfunctioned. You're an excellent tradesman, but your roof is leaking. Your back porch is collapsing. Your plumbing is leaking. Your floor needs to be repaired. And you are proficient in all of these things, but you spend so much time out doing this for everybody else until you have no time to do it for yourself. That had taken place we started building up the societal structure and enforcing that house, which had a negative mindset predominantly toward us, instead of staying and remaining industrious and building up ourselves and building up our own community. We had vibrant, thriving communities all throughout the United States at one time. And a lot of these communities were under assault. My personal family owned the whole town in Alabama, and they were chased. They literally were told, get out or we're going to kill y'all. And they owned a whole street, a little country town. They owned a whole town. So their integration was definitely something negative. And I want to bring us up. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing stated to us in the 70s, when white supremacy is done with us, it's going to have black men wearing dresses. Wow. That was in the 70s, y'all. Over us, if necessary, it will result to killing every last one of us. So we really don't have a concept or clarity, a clear understanding of what we are actually dealing with as just everyday ones on this planet, dealing with other ones on this planet and their projected mentality toward us. So we really need to come to grips with some things. And then, like I said, our spirituality should reinforce us to truth, ground us to truth. While we want to be God-like, and we should be, in my personal opinion, and certainly digest all of what comes with that, there's also self-preservation has its place. Mm-hmm. God is sitting there, if you believe in him, or whatever you call him, sitting up there, but how come he don't come down and intervene in all these different? When Bosnia and Herzegovina had their ethnic cleansing, how come God didn't come down and stop it? We talk about the genocide with the Germans and the so-called Jews. Where was God when that happened? When the leader from Dutch, I can't call his name right now, came down to the Congo and killed over 10 million, King Leopold killed over 10 million Congolese. Where was God at, right? So I'm not discrediting or discounting the presence of God. I think those things are things that we as flesh and blood ones have been empowered to deal with, equipped to deal with. We might be guilty of omission and not dealing with them directly. And we're waiting for something else to do, power and equipped to deal with ourselves. We are in
let me say something. Let me say something.
Government.
Let me say this, and this just came to when you was talking there. That could be to me, and I could be off base. Everybody had the right to correct me if I'm wrong. But that to me is like a person that's on that's addicted to some kind of a drug, that's addicted to say crack cocaine or opium or whatever, opioid, whatever it is. And they decide, they say, well, I want to do this drug. And they go out there and they overdose. Somebody could say, well, where was God at that moment when this person was sitting there consuming this drug and to the point where they overdosed and maybe even died? Well, they could ask the question, where was God? God didn't go anywhere. God is still there, but God,
absolutely.
But God is a will. And if an individual, if an individual
and I like your analogy because that's the point that I'm trying to make. That's the point that I'm trying to make. I like your analogy. It's not that the power is not there. Yeah. It's the fact that we're not being individually and collectively responsible. That's the main point.
Okay.
It's not that God, it's you.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. I could go there because I was like, whoa, we got to talk about that for a second. Let me go to Bishop. Bishop, what's on your heart right now? Do you think integration hurt us as a people?
I don't think it did. I don't think integration was a problem that caused a divide within our own community. I think the mindset that the Honorable Malcolm X made in one of his speeches, you got the house Negro and the field Negro. What has taken place is that we have this mindset, I must be and I won't blame any and every element out there. So this is the reason our family is divided or the problem that we face. There are ways to change anything, but it has to start within your mind. You know, if you don't think you're nothing, then guess what? You're not. Anybody can get in my face and say, Greg, you ain't nothing. You know, you ain't gonna be nothing. But it's not for me to allow their words to have that much control over me. It's my responsibility to change their trajectory of me as a person. And whether they ever see any good in me or whether they think that I will ever improve or be better, it's not up to them, it's up to me.
Bishop, let me ask you this question.
Integration was
let me ask you, do you think and I'm back on integration and I'm loving what you're saying, but I'm back on that just for another second or two. Do you think the playing field, because of integration, do you think integration made a equal and honest and equal playing field for all the players on the field?
Yeah, I think it's an equal playing field. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have 6 children. I have 6 children. Each one of them, they're vying for my affection. Each one of them are trying to outsell their brothers and sisters for me to say, hey, you're doing a great job. You know what I tell them? I say, all of you are my children. And your level of success is based on your mindset. Success is not given, it's obtained. So if you want to be great, you be great. But it is not a competition.
Okay.
Yeah, I know we live in a country that really focuses on who has the most, who drives the fancy car, who has the most, who has the largest bank account. But do you know peace and joy within an individual outweighs every dollar bill that's out there?
Okay, I can go with that part of it. Let me go to Frank. Frank, what do you say to that? Do you think our integration was a good or a bad thing for our people?
Well, I agree with Bishop that no, I don't think that especially at this point that's the issue. But I also want to say that is the playing field level? No, it's not, and it never has been. And we understand that. You know, we know that. I mean, in every area of our life, when I was playing Little League baseball and we used to go off and play the teams in the suburbs, we knew we had to beat the team and the ref. We knew that. We knew that going in. You know, when you go into corporate America, there's certain things that you may see the other people doing that you can't do. You know, that they can take, a half an hour, an hour longer lunch. You better not do that. You better be on your game each and every day, because you're being watched a little closer. Is it fair? Is it fair? No, it's not fair. But life does not respond to fair. Life responds to balance. So I always, and by the way, Justin is called in also, so he's on the line. I just want to tell you that.
Okay, good.
But but I always like to come with solutions, and we can, even with my children, I don't want them to sit back and point the finger and say you the problem. No, overcome that problem, and I always like to offer solutions, and I know people get mad at me when I do this, but we're in a good time of year if we really want to have some game, let's do this. Let's skip Christmas. Let's not go out and get into debt over the holiday. If we're gonna do something, let's let go of cable. Let's let go of Fendi and Gucci. And I had a little kid call my son the other day, and their family was a young man that we're trying to support their family, and got a single mom, and we're trying to help her out. And he calls our house the other day, and he wants to talk to my son, but he wants to do a video chat. And he's saying, well, he can't video chat with me because I got an iPhone. He's 8.
Mm-hmm.
Why does the 8-year-old, I'm struggling with him with, okay, you got your own phone. Okay, well, that's one thing. But now you got a $500 phone and you're 8. Sometimes we got to look at us. Some of these things are self-inflicted. And yes, the playing field is not level. Yes, it's not fair. But we can do some things to put us in a much better situation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good deal. Let me go to Leonard. Leonard, what's on your heart behind this, man? What do you say about this integration thing?
A lot of times I just listen to these conversations because it's foreign. It's just so foreign to me that people think a certain way. I never had that connection with folks that I ever believed that I couldn't make it on my own merit.
Okay.
So there's just a difference in how we all were raised, or what have you. Like these stories you all tell about the black man not being in the family, because I ain't got nothing to do with that. My family had 13 on one side, 11 on the other side. On one side, we got people that just ain't worth a damn. They just ain't worth a damn. They prefer to break the law. They prefer to do everything they can, but the best they gonna do.
Get that shit
We're gonna quit sitting around acting like y'all so great and so holy. And if it wasn't for the white man, y'all would be in a utopia because you wouldn't. Get your act together first before you get to talking about somebody else. What is integration? Integration ain't a great idea. Integration was a remedy to the racism that was existing at that point in time. It wasn't that somebody came, you know what? We should all just be together. No, how we gonna share these resources in this land and these facilities? That's what integration was about. It wasn't about you loving the white man or taking on his culture or his customs. It has nothing to do with that. You chose that because it was the simpler route to go. It's always simpler to be less than what you are called to be. So if you want to live like a dog, you're going to live like a dog.
So Leonard, hold on. Am I hearing you say to a certain degree that it was the cowardly way out? Because it was easy. Because it was easier.
Even cowardly at all. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with is people pursuing their own lust and desires.
Mm-hmm.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that what ain't about them changing, it's about you changing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What you want to do? What are you gonna do? What are you doing? You just gonna lay there?
Mm-hmm. Okay, good deal.
When you got friends around you that won't even take you to where the man is healing at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They will do nothing for you, and a lot of people are so content with being less than. We always want to make it pretty. We want to make everybody feel good. I'm not going to make you feel good about the wrong you have done. And that's not my message to you. That's not my calling. That's not the message I was called to give to you. The message is repent. Turn from your wicked way.
Good deal. Hold right there, Leonard. Let me go to Cassandra.
If you practice that lifestyle, what do you expect to get it?
Good deal. Hold right there for a second. Let me go to Cassandra. Cassandra, what's on your heart? This the morning glow, Cassandra.
Yeah, it is the morning glow.
Good morning, Cassandra.
Good morning, dear hearts. Okay, so I'm just going to say I mentioned about the integration and about how the families were divided. That's truth. I mean, you can't ignore that, and you can say that it didn't matter. But when it came to integration, Leonard hit it right on the head. That was not about us, wanting to just be a part of them and become them, many them. It was about racism, which we are still dealing with today. The same dang thing that we've been talking about since the 60s, we are still dealing with it today. And yes, I don't know, some of y'all have, I guess, the opportunities. A lot of the people I work with, they don't have the same opportunities that you and your children have. I'm glad that you're middle class and upper middle class and your children are all in college and that's wonderful. The kids that I deal with, most of them haven't even had that opportunity. I deal with kids in homelessness. They don't have a stable place that they can even function or get their head together to wrap around college right now. They just try and get a job at McDonald's so that they can still eat, or so that they can try to pay $10 to be in a room for the night. I'm glad that many of the people on here, you have all of these great opportunities that your children don't have to go through that. You don't have to suffer through that because you made a way for them. But everybody does not have that. Praise God that you do. Praise God. But we cannot say that if you want it, you can get it. That's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And I will not perpetrate a lie.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good deal. Toya, what's on your heart?
Better tell him. Now, you don't want me to say nothing. I'm just going to sit back and listen. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Justin, you there? Frank, is Justin there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm working. So I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Did you want to comment on any part of this what we're talking about right now? Did you want to comment or when we come back to you?
Yeah, come back to me because I'm in the middle of work right now.
Okay.
But I'm listening. Keep it going.
Good deal. Good deal. Donald, Toussaint, what's on your heart, brother?
I noticed that it was not, and y'all have to excuse me, it wasn't Cassandra. It was Leonard.
Yeah, it sure was. Hey, get that corner better for Leonard. Get that corner. Yeah, get that. No, not that chair. No, get that chair right there. Yeah, he coming. He on the way over there right now. Yeah, Leonard, go on over there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I usually sit in the car.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Donald.
It's not going to be a unified effort. If you're looking for it, it's not going to be. People are selfish. People are self-centered. It's all about me, mine, and I. And this is what we've created.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to ask or beg and plead and cry out to God like the children of Israel to go tell Pharaoh, let my people go, and then you complain about grapes, watermelon, and cucumbers? We could have died in Egypt.
Yes, sir.
We have that same mentality. We don't want to be. We want to be liberated or freed from the taskmaster, but then we want to run back and join them when they don't want you. That don't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. My grandmother always told me. My grandmother always told me never go to somebody's house that don't want you there. She always told me that.
All you got to do is make me feel unwelcome one time.
Yep.
And I'll never knock at the door again.
Exactly. Yeah, that's something she definitely taught me. Bishop, what's on your heart, brother? Bishop, you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, we got to get the phone off mute.
Okay.
And I tell you, you bring up some very interesting topics. And it really makes the person sit back and go, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need to really look into some of these issues. But I said, and I'm not agree with Donald on something to this end. I don't wait on anybody to give me anything. I go and get what I need to get. Integration has brought about that opportunity for us to do it. Some say we should have stayed segregated. Well, then, if you only live within your own community and focus only in that community, say, okay, this is my environment. I'm not trying to go outside of this environment. But when I do get out that gate, I'm going to start paving ways for myself. I'm going to do what I need to do. And know in the workforce, in the workplace, there may not be equality for blacks as it is for white, or the benefits that they may be able to get over us. It's a reality of what is. But I can tell you what you can do. It's the same thing I did. I started my own business. I became my own boss. I started making my own money. I then hired us to work for me so that we could make money. And I paid every one of my employees an excellent salary. When I decided to close my business because I wanted to retire, and I decided I wanted to venture into something else, my employees like, man, where am I going to find a job getting paid like this? You can start your own business. I already showed you how to do it. Don't wait on nobody to do nothing and give you nothing, and don't say the man holding you back, because the man that's holding you back is your own self. And I think I stated earlier, like I told each one of my children, my son is a scientist working at NIH with Dr. Fauci. My daughter is a chef. She graduated from the Cordon Bleu. I have an engineer, a musician, a pastor, a entrepreneur, a general director for Chick-fil-A Incorporated National. So I tell them, hey, you got to go out and get it. You got to hit it, baby. You got to you got to grind that wheel and keep it going. And if you waiting on them, you show them that you're worth your dollar or your weight in dollars or gold, as some would say. But we have to get our mind right. A closed mind allows you to have a closed pocket and then a closed mouth. You don't have a voice if you don't realize you need to speak.
Bishop, let me ask you this question. Bishop, let me ask you this question. What would you say to the people? What would you say to the people? And I'm talking to you here. I'm talking to you here that says that, you know, we too focused on the money aspect of it and not the happy and the joy aspect of it. And people say all the time, well, you know, well, you can't be happy without, I beg to differ with that. But what do you say to people that say, you know, we concentrate too much on the money aspect?
Oh, wow. You need money to live. I was reading in the Bible last night, and as the verse was going on, it said money solves all things. You need it, but don't live for it. Don't let it be your God. But you need money in order to survive, so you can pay your rent or wherever you want to stay and get yourself a car or buy food or buy clothes. You need the money, but don't let the money become your God. Don't let that happen. Then you'll really be all right. Okay. I think three things that I really focus on: peace within me, loving me, and then serving God. Or should I turn it around? Serving God, and then peace within myself and loving myself. Because a lot of people don't love themselves.
Now, Bishop, you know, I got to pick at you just a little bit. He my brother, and we can do that. But you can get on me later, man. You can get on me later. But my thing is this right here. I've seen people saying, I'm going to go to Cassandra. So Cassandra, be on standby. I've seen people say that I've never seen a Brinks truck following a hearse. I've seen people say that. And first, when I first heard it and I thought about it, I said, wow. And so my thing is this right here. You can obtain all kind of things here, but I've never seen or heard of anybody that was on their dying bed that had all the money in the world. And they said, well, how much is it going to cost me for some more time? How much can I pay you right now so I can have one more year? How much is it going to cost me for 5 more years? I don't think it works like that. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Wait a minute. Sandra, hold up. You were you asking me a question or were you just making a statement?
I was just making a statement.
I
was just making a statement.
When I ain't got no reason to get on you. I ain't got no reason to get on you, Raheem. You put me in the corner anyway. No.
Go ahead, Cassandra.
Yeah, I want to just piggyback on what you said. Steve Jobs, who was a multi-billionaire, not multi-millionaire, wrote a letter when he was dying saying that with all the money that he had, there was nothing that he could do that would sustain his life. I believe that wealth, we should have wealth.
Yes.
And I want to see everybody prosper and do great things. That's what I live for. But if I never have a beautiful house on a hill or a bad 2020 car or whatever you can say that material things, money can buy, the material things. If I help one person to come out of homelessness, if I can make sure that a woman can eat for her, or feed her children for that day, if I can see through giving resources that a family has a place to lay their head for the night, then I feel like I have done my job. I remember when there was a guy, and this was a white guy that was homeless, that I used to pass by every day, and I would buy him food on my way to work. And God said, I need you to help him. And I was like, okay, what do you want me to do? I'm feeding him in the morning, you know, I'm doing something, but he said, help him get off of the street. And so I got him, I worked with this man for 4 months with the system, trying to get him disability so that he could get off of the street. That was one person, a white person, not even a black person, that I helped get off of the street. And I have continued to do that. Each one, teach one, each one, reach one. I can't help everybody. But my quote is, no one can do everything, but everyone can do something. And I can be judged for the way that I talk or what. You can do anything you want, but I'm doing the work. I'm not just talking about the work. I actually do the work.
Yes.
And people can judge all they want, but it's about what God has placed in me. I'm not like Frank. I'm not like Leonard. I'm not like Donald. I'm not like Kurt. I'm not like you, Raheem. I'm me. I'm doing what I have been called and chosen to do.
Yes.
And we get on each other and we judge each other because my way is not your way. I'm sorry. I'm not like you. I'm not where you are, probably. But I know that I'm doing what I've been called and chosen to do.
Praise God. Good deal. Good deal. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm listening to the conversation because, you know, and that's one of the biggest things about with organizing and things and what have you. And, you know, when people are doing certain things, well, I got to tell people, you get in when you fit in. Trust me, there's something that you can do. There's something that you can do. Exactly. And we talk about why this, why that. You know exactly why. You just don't want to admit it.
Yeah. Yep.
You just don't want to admit it. For everybody that has a situation, there's a story behind it on how they got there and why they're existing the way they're existing. And it's up to people who are truly trying to help to get to the root cause of these issues, to try to truly help people. But there are some people used to, my godfather used to teach them and about how much he loved his dog, right? And he said, man, I don't went about all this stuff and I don't watch this dog, got this dog smelling all good and everything. And soon I opened that door, he ran his stuff out there and he rolled around in that dirt like
exactly. Yep.
So 1 hour, and I told people, even in my organization, I'm not the mentor in our organization. There are some people who that's their gift. They mentor young people. And they pour their hearts into that because that's their gift. Me, I'm a choice person. I believe that good choices make better outcomes. So that's what I focus on. What choices are we making for what we want in the end? I think, for instance, talking about was integration good or bad? I don't know. Because I wasn't born when doing segregation. I don't know what I've read about segregation. I know I wouldn't want to be segregated. I know that for a fact. But how you felt about it may have been different. How the people in the South felt about it may be different. The West, the North, it may have been different. But you can't put us all into a box like we all the same, because we're just not. Yes, we can come together because we have a common enemy. But at the end of the day, we must respect one another's individuality.
That's good.
We can come together in all these types of collectives, and we always do. One of the best collectives in the world is, guess what? Husband and wife. That's a great great example of unity. But see, when I go to a meeting and I hear black brothers talk about unity and don't take care of kids, I know they don't mean what they're talking about. Because you skip over your entire family and responsibility. And then came in this meeting with a black fist in the air like you doing what you ought to do. This is not fair. It's not that it's not fair, it's unethical. So it's not that one, I tell people, I don't ever care if you accept Jesus Christ as your personal Savior. I'm not out here trying to convert people. But if you ask me, how am I able to make it? I always tell people, I have probably less than any of you. But that doesn't mean I have the right to a full moral character. That don't mean I should be less than you because I don't have as much money as you. When I see you all, I champion people who are made it. I focus on black people that work hard, do what they're supposed to do, and commit to being the best that they can be. Not folks that just sit around and wonder why they ain't got this. Well, look, you sacrifice your first fruits all on the altar of all types of demons and devils and idols. And this is why you're at. Some children are suffering for the sins of their parents.
You better say that.
So we have to understand that one, if you're not doing the right thing, don't expect the right thing. And then, well, who's to say what's right? I tell you what, sit around 100 years. I don't care if you do. I'm not going to sit around here and beg you to accept all these cases of positive outcomes for you to hang on and fall in love with your rotten one.
All right, preacher.
You
now.
sit there and eat that bad apple if you want to.
Good deal, good deal. Gotta keep it moving,
That's
preacher.
up to you.
Gotta keep it moving, preacher. I want to right now. I want to go to Toya, and Rico coming to you next. Toya, what's on your heart? And Toya, let me ask you this question. Pete has said something about staying in the same area and you have to go out there and explore. You can't stay in the same area. He said that earlier. Now, if you from New York, you from Brooklyn. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. There is boroughs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How many people do you know that never really go outside of the borough?
Oh, it's like down here, just like in Griffin, Georgia. It's the same thing. Sometimes people don't go outside that little complex. You know what I'm saying? But it kind of leads back to what Cassandra was saying. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I know when we walk in our own reality, it's hard to see everybody else. But it's real out here for some people. Like my father, he was diagnosed with a heart attack at 24. You know what I'm saying? So he was on disability. We had a very limited budget. However, he helped me use my imagination. You understand what I'm saying? And when he picked up courage, he found out when I was older, but I would run on the trains at 9, 10, and 11, learning my way around. Lord bless me. I would. You know what I'm saying? But it was because of the courage he taught me. And he would teach me things, and I would watch things on TV, and I began to get inquisitive, and with the strength, it was like, yeah, I'm going to go learn this train system. And when I moved to Georgia, it was the same thing. So it's like, even when I deal with a man, I couldn't get to work. I don't want to hear that, because I done got up and got on buses. I done learned my way. I done found my way. I went places on my own. I done did all this on the inside. But I know, okay, I got to work. I got to get a place to stay. Even if I had to hustle at some of them points, I think that just the confidence and my father teaching me that there was more than just a project was enough for me to want to go, versus where some parents, when you coming from a drug addicted life, that's not what you see. You see horror, pain, drugs, rape, sex. You see too much, and it's hard to think outside the projects. You don't know nothing else, and anything that you know other than that is so foreign. What do you do when you don't know nothing? You've been run the other way. You know what I'm saying? So coming from the projects of Brooklyn and coming from Griffin, Georgia, people do not go outside that little comfort zone or town as far as their legs can reach if there's no one else with a car. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot, but that's real. You must expose your kids to more. You must tell them it's too much on TV to expose your kids to. It's too many amusement parks and games, but we don't do it because we be caught up in our own way. You know what I'm saying? That is, again, I got to be the head of it all, because as humans, we can make excuses, but the creator, He know the who's, the what, the whys, the wins, and the wheres, and if you just worry about your own, everything else will be okay.
Good deal, good deal. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
You know, sometimes I like to listen because it makes me realize that sometimes, you know, I might not be the authority to speak on certain things. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. I can have an opinion 1 minute right off the top based off of my assumptions or prejudgments or just in general belief system. And then at the same time, when I sit down and think about it and let my compassion and empathy kick in, I get outside of myself and I think about other people. I realize that I might have to change my opinion or my beliefs. And so I think about what you said about the integration, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. On paper, and the goal of integration was supposed to be a good thing. The bad thing was the way we interpreted it, the way we embraced it. Some people thought that once integration came, like civil rights and other things, they felt like, okay, you know what, we got it made. It's over. And so some people that actually benefited and grew and gained, somehow they forgot that it was still going to be some white person back there was going to say, you know what, I still ain't hiring none of them niggas. I ain't giving no black man no promotion in my job. I might have to hire them, but I ain't got to promote them. And they'll find a way to manipulate that and keep that in motion. I went through that. Listen, after 9/11, 9/11 happened in 2001. In 2003, I was suing a company for racial discrimination. That's in 2000, in 2003. So, I had that same mentality that, you know what, sometimes people just have to accept accountability for not doing what they're supposed to do and taking advantage of these opportunities that's out here. But you know what? As a people, we are what you equate to feral children. Not maybe so severe, but if anybody knows about feral children, and there are cases of them. When those children are put out there in cages and raised up with dogs or whatever for 12 or 13 or 14 years, they don't come out 6 months later and start teaching psychology. They came from barking and running on all fours. You can't expect them to jump up and start running like Usain Bolt because they got the muscles. It's a lot of stuff that they were just oppressed from. So now it gets to a point where you have to start thinking about those people that were oppressed, those people that don't know any better. What can we expect from a person that's been oppressed and that hasn't had access purposely, from a group of people? So we have to sit back and rethink everybody's mindset. I mean, I could easily look at how my upbringing was. I could look at how my structure was, who supported me, who instilled great wisdom in me. I mean, resilience has to be taught. Imagine being a feral child, being locked in the cage. And then all of a sudden, after 5 years, somebody let you out and they say, you know what, I've been doing you wrong. I'm going to let you out this cage. I think I like you. You got a lot of potential. Then after about 30 minutes, they put you back in there. Then they play that game with you every 5 or 6 months. You're going to lose hope.
Yeah.
You're going to lose hope. Naturally, somebody done broke you psychologically. So we have to also, when we are saying that what people should or can do because of what we did, we still have to understand, man, that everybody's psychology is not supported or reinforced the same. Everybody isn't solid. Some people are very, very broken and misprogrammed.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Frank, dust off your notes, brother. What's on your heart?
Hold on, man. I got to wipe this stuff out of my eye. I'm sleeping here for a minute. I want to go back to when you asked the question about money. And I had an eye-opening experience the first time I visited New York. And you talked about New York. And it was this young lady that I was dating that went out there to join this dance group. And she was like, come on to New York and see me. So I flew into New York. She met me at the airport, and she stayed in Queens. So we went back to Queens. So we pull up to the house. I'm like, dang, she got a nice house. No, dude. No. I didn't know how they was getting down in New York. Whoever owned this building, he rented every floor. It was 3 floors. He rented every floor And then he separated each floor into rooms. She had a bedroom. The dining room was a bedroom. The living room was a bedroom. And then the common area was the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that on every floor, right? So when we went to go, because she had bought a bunch of tickets for us to go see different plays. We saw Al Jarreau at Radio City. We saw Cats. But when we left walking to go into the city, we took gypsy cabs. Now, a gypsy cab is Uber before Uber, with no license or regulation. So we would take the gypsy cab to the train and then take the train into the city. Man, dude, we didn't have a whole lot of money, but my God, did we have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we got to get back to. I was there to see her. And family, we got to get back to just loving each other. And you were talking about money. And the thing, and this is just Frank's opinion, and this is what I understand, is that blessings follows obedience. So what I try to do is I try to stay in the will of God, and my blessings have already been put in place. So I walk into my blessings, but I have to stay in his will because he is my provider. I work for all types of companies, own my own business, but it's always been the Lord who's provided for me. It's never been General Motors or anybody else. It's the company I work for now. It's God. So you companies come and go. You come and go out of people's favor. You can be the hot shot on the block today. Tomorrow they hate you. But if you just stay in the will of God, he will continue to do what he's always done for all of us, regardless of where we found ourselves. He's always brought us out of things. Mm-hmm. So the word, I say, if you abide in me, I will abide in you. Mm-hmm. So as long as we find ourselves in a place where we are abiding in God, God will provide for us. But that provision may not look like what you think it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good deal. Good deal. Let me go to Donald Toussaint. Donald Toussaint, what's on your heart, brother? Donald, I'm about to say it to you. Wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Let me see who I want to go to right now. Leonard.
Sure.
Talk to us, brother. You know, this conversation has gone a whole lot of different ways, man, and we're covering a lot. But the nucleus of what we're talking about is family, and what it means to be a family. So, Leonard, from where you are, from your life experiences, what is a family?
Well, in the broadest sense of word, family are people who you have connections with.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody can be a family.
Mm-hmm.
Any group of people can become family. You can designate it. You can set it up if how you want to. Most people have created families based on crime. People have created families based on sexual behavior and proclivity. You name it.
Mm-hmm.
Family really just means something folk have in common.
Okay. Cassandra,
they may share some culture.
Mm-hmm.
They may share those things which are so dear to them that they regard other people who share that as kin.
Okay.
Whether some people say like kindred spirits, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hold right there for a second.
Things of that nature like that.
Let me go to Cassandra. Cassandra, same question. What is your definition from your life experiences and the things that you have seen throughout life? What is family?
I agree with Leonard. It's people that you have a connection with and not always blood.
Okay.
Because even Jesus spoke about that. Mm-hmm. He said, who is my family? You know, those that obey, the big God, you understand what I'm saying? So it's just, it's based on what you're talking about. We know family as far as blood, but I have people that like the word says, that are closer than a brother. He
Yeah.
sticks closer than a brother. I have people that are closer than my natural siblings.
Mhm.
And that's okay because I love my family. I love them, but we don't have a lot in common. But there are people that I am connected to that I know they have my back no matter what. I know they have my back. I know that I'm going to look out for them, and I know they're going to look out for me. And that is what I call family. That is family to me. We can come together on a common thread. And let me say this to our entire panel. I consider all of you family. Family does not always agree.
Yeah.
We may argue, whatever, but at the end of the day, we are still family. And that's the way I see it. And I don't agree with everybody. You don't agree with me. You don't like the way I say things. I get that. But I still consider you family.
And Lord knows you'll drop a bone every now and then.
Whatever.
Hey, just get the seat ready because I think Katana's gonna be coming soon. Hey, yeah. Y'all get the seat ready. Just warm it up for him. Toya, what's on your heart?
It's funny that she said that. I was saying the same thing. As a matter of fact, I was just texting you.
Yep, you sure did.
I feel the same way because you know what? I get it. And I don't have to agree with anybody because I now see the value of human life. So I love everybody. Can't nobody do nothing to nobody on here without me feeling kind of way about it. Can't nothing happen to nobody without me going to tear some stuff up too. I don't care what you say. Let something happen to you and watch what happens. But I mean, that's how it is. That's how it is even with my blood family.
Yeah.
And I had to explain that to my niece yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I told her the same thing after that tattoo. I said, listen, you my niece. If my sister can get mad, you can get mad. It don't make no difference. You're still my niece and I'm going to love you. And that's what we do as family. When you got sisters, they might not do the right thing. Your mama might not do the right thing. Your brother. But when you know right and you know you're doing the right thing and you know you got God in the mix of it, I ain't saying let nobody use you.
Yeah.
But you always make sure you know your position as the sister or who you want to be, and you don't let nobody make you different when you know you being good. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So absolutely, we are family right here on the Morning Glow. We all got different opinions. We from different cities and states. You know what I'm saying? We got different beliefs. But it doesn't take away the fact that what's that word again? The Morning Glow family. I'm just saying.
There you go. And that's just what it is. And
can I come in?
Huh?
Can I come in now since I was off key?
Okay, who's this? Huh? Oh, that's Donna. Okay, I was like, man, wait a minute. Now, the voice just came from nowhere. I was like, oh, hold on. Go ahead, Donna. What's on your heart, brother?
I don't know, man. I was just trying to get in a good conversation. Look, I'm the last of 12 children. With all of us are different. Every one of them. Can you imagine? And some people I hear they got more than 12 people in the family.
Yeah.
They grew up with more people than 12. Can you imagine all them folks, all them different personalities in the same household? And the household don't fall apart? Because there's structure.
Had to be some strong parents in there, brother.
You better believe it.
Yes, sir.
But can you imagine? And I'm just using this for example. Dad was an old Baptist preacher that had a job. He would leave his job and go to revivals. We would go to church. I said so much stuff till I almost get to the point where it's like I'm getting dizzy by saying it, because there wasn't no ifs and or buts about what you was going to do.
Yeah,
you wasn't going to say, I feel like I got a cold. I don't think I'm going.
We'll pray for you.
Lie.
We'll pray for you. Come on, we're gonna pray for you. We're gonna pray for you when you get there. Come on.
We had all kind of excuses too. But what I'm saying is, sometimes he would not get a chance to come home till about 10, 11 o'clock at night. But he was still head of the household. You better believe that.
Yes, sir.
And what he said went.
Mm-hmm.
He left the instructions, and he made sure that it was carried out the way that not the big brother or the big sister or anybody else wanted it to.
Mm-hmm.
It was what Dad said. It was going. And if it didn't, when he got home, everybody was responsible for things getting out of order.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't ask anybody who did nothing. He came home, straightened it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just crazy. We would wash and dry the dishes by hand and put them away. And if it wasn't done like that, the kitchen wasn't clean.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody. Dinner was at a certain time. You didn't eat when you wanted to. And they had no cups and plates under the bed. Structure.
Come on.
We missing that.
Mm-hmm. Well, no,
it's an individual thing. And I hear Cassandra talking. You'd be surprised how many people are deprived, and we act like that's none of our business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, go ahead, Tori. You want to say something?
No, that's like the root of it all, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it made me think about, I was so terrible when I did those things because I felt entitled to it because I was abused.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of that stuff I did entitled, and I was deceived because I came from a Christian background. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't do this, that, and the third. But I was so nasty, and even though I was honest, I know I ain't got no business playing folks and doing that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that last part right there, man, I think that's what hit me the most. When I think the first thing the Lord made me do was serve people. And when I started to go serve people, feed them food, this, that, and third, I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I had to do what I felt like God was telling me to do. That wasn't cook in my comfort zone. I had to go serve people. I had to deal with white people, homeless people, women, men, drugs, all this, that, and third. And I started to just notice. And I had to just praise God because it could have been me. Like I saw it. I knew it existed. But when I actually surrendered to him and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do what I feel like regardless of how many Christian folk and everybody else thought it wasn't right. He ain't tell you to do that. I know it was God telling me. And as I went to go serve these people, I was like, when Jesus said, forgive them for they know not what we do, because it's so hard for us, the humans, to understand the bindings that these people are in, man. And when I would go there and serve them, I begin to get that gratitude. But then I also, that forgiveness of the things I had done, I couldn't replace it, but just know that he was forgiving me and putting me in a position. That's a choice to serve people. And that's what I chose to do. Mm-hmm. My job is to serve my people. What they need to do, eat, let's find a way to do it. What we need to do, get them to work, let's find a way to do it. What I need to do, talk to them. I would talk to the homeless guys. I'd be like, hey man, what you do? I do carpentry. I say, well, hey, let's just start a business. I ain't trying to be funny, but what you got to lose, man? Come on, just charge somebody $25. And to show them how good, and then eventually to take off, like at least try. Mm-hmm. And now that's what I'm cool with. I'm cool with, representing people and understanding that I'm blessed, man.
Absolutely.
Everything I've been through, mm-hmm. and to have that mind, I'm blessed. And people are not, it's just not like that for people, no matter what I think, man. Mm-hmm. And I have to, in order to do just a little coin of what God has done for me, I gotta look out for them. I gotta have sympathy for them. I gotta empathize with them. I gotta figure out a way, and I gotta pray for them because it don't look right to the flesh. Mm-hmm. But I know spiritually, we gotta pray that they be set free from that bonding because it's deeper than what we see, especially if we've never been there.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. This has been a great broadcast, man. And let me see, Rico, you still with us? Rico, you with us? Might have lost Rico. Let me see it. Yeah, we lost Rico. Okay, that's cool. Cassandra, talk to me. What's on your heart?
I just to commend Toya for what she is doing, because like I said, all of us have different, she's found her niche.
Yes.
She's found her purpose, and she's following that. And that's what it's all about. Our bottom line is that we follow the purpose in the divine destiny that God has placed before us. And that's all I want to do. And I want to do it in peace. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the church can be our hardest judge. And like her, when I first started, people would be like, well, God ain't told you to go down there with them prostitutes. And that's what he told me to do. That's not what he told you to do. And I got a lot of backlash because of that, because I would go down and minister to the prostitutes in the red light district of my hometown, because I would go down with the drug addicts and talk to them and love on them, because they could call me at 2:00 in the morning and I would get up and they say, I want to get away from here. A girl that's running from a pimp. That's how far back I go. They were pimps. They weren't even human trafficking at that time. They were considered pimps. Everybody has a purpose and a destiny. And all I'm saying is just let us do what we do. Just, without any kind of anything, just let us do what we're called to do. That's all I'm asking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Frank, what's on your heart? Frank, you there? Frank, wake up and go.
I'm sorry. I had it muted. I gotta push the button, brother.
Wake up. Wake up.
You hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's on your heart?
I don't know how many people have been a part of foot washing in their ministry. I know every ministry doesn't do that, but it's awful when Jesus washed his servants' feet, right? And they didn't want him to do that. It was like, no, we won't let you do this. And he told them, if you didn't, you're not a part of me, right? So we would have foot washing in our church, and my pastor put me over it. And I was like, dude, are you serious? I mean, so I said, okay, so the thing that was unbelievable to me is so spiritual when you will humble yourself to actually wash somebody else's feet and begin to pray. But the thing that I found was that level of humility and submitting to the authority of the house. Man, was it powerful. And it was just, if you're the person that is actually washing someone else's feet, you're the one that's truly getting blessed. It's just that you're in that place where you really, because you can't do it unless you're on your knees.
Yeah.
And man, when I tell you it is a powerful, if your heart is right, it is a very, and I've actually taken that into my home and taken that into ministry where I had couples that were on the verge of divorce, and we would have foot washing at their homes, and they would just end up crying and hugging each other, and it's a powerful thing, man. But just serving, and I'm really just trying to speak on serving.
Yeah, the
person who is serving is truly the one that's getting blessed. It's something about the spirit and the heart of the server. You really, if your heart is right, that's why the one thing that I have seen is that over the years, and Raheem, I know you're like this too, because you've been a blessing to me and my family. But the thing is that when you can serve and give of yourself and keep that between you and God, because Scripture says that when you seek reward from man, there you have your reward. And when you can keep that between you and God, man, dude, it's such a blessing.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
You got it. I'm telling you, man, it's nothing like service.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Justin, are you able to talk right now, brother? Justin, you there? All right. We're gonna shift gears for a second here. We got a little less than 30 minutes to go. And we started off this conversation this morning. Frank and Leonard, we started off this morning talking about 45 and how he has admitted, Cassandra, he has admitted that he knew the severity of this, the whole disease on this pandemic that's going on right now. He knew, but he wanted to play it down. His words, play it down a little bit because he didn't want to disturb the masses or disrupt the masses. And so he played it down. He played it low-keyed it, if you will. Cassandra, what do you say to that? Because we had over 100,000 people that have died and lost their lives because it wasn't taken as seriously as it should have. What do you say to that, Cassandra?
It's really, Raheem, it's nothing to say because it spoke for itself. Mm-hmm. This is a man that is totally about him, his agenda, and nothing and no one else matters. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, nothing matters except that he is seen in the light that he wants to be seen in, and that he gets back into office. And we know that his reasoning even for getting back in the office is because he knows that he has all of these different lawsuits and criminal indictments that people want to bring against him. Mm-hmm. So the only way he escapes that is through staying in the office. But for him to be so self-centered, that's how you know he's narcissistic. Because it's all about protecting him. It wasn't about the American people. It wasn't about, and he kept saying Wu was doing all this great stuff. Now Wu is his greatest enemy because it's China, it's China, it's China. Mm-hmm. But he could have made a difference in the United States by making right decisions at that time.
Exactly. Donald, what do you say to that, man? He knew what it was and knew what it had the potential to do. Even if we'd have pulled back midstream, still over 50,000 people could have survived, but he chose not to do so. Donald, what's on your heart?
You have to care, man. It has to make you have to care. I mean, he wants to be a Hitler, and he don't know how. He admires Putin, but he don't know how to accomplish that kind of mentality because he's stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean, I just can't understand how in the world, and I don't really blame him. I blame us, whether we voted or not. Really. Or not, and because we did, he didn't put himself in office, even if there was trickery. He didn't do that. Mm-hmm. We did. Wow. And I'm sorry, because I don't like to call people names, but he's stupid, and that's our leader. Absolutely. So we're functioning under stupidity. You got to care about people to lead people. But when you care only about yourself, then the people suffer. Mm-hmm. So look at the United States, the condition that we're in. We've absorbed the mentality of our leader. That's just it.
So you're saying he's sitting on dumb, riding on stupid, on his way to ignorant.
Enjoying a bunch of foolishness.
Toya, what's on your heart? This they say he admitted in a tape, in an interview, and they played it. At first he said no, I didn't say that, and then they produced it and they played the tape of him, the video of him, and he had nowhere to turn because now you're looking at what you say you didn't do and what you say you didn't say. Now you're looking at it. Okay, now explain this. Toya, what do you say to that?
I mean, well, it does make a difference. We already knew that. That's America. America do the same thing. Donald Trump, again, didn't do nothing but just bring out what America is. And we've been saying this about them, about white folk, about how they really feel, about why we treat it like this, all this stuff. And now they're showing it and seeing it. And even with the president, we know that. I know that because through specific instances where I was dropped some information about same specific kind of disease in China that happens to the pigs. It looks like the same thing with corona, but I'm leaving that alone. But no, we knew he was a liar. We've been known for 3 years he was a liar. What? Ain't no way in the world did Dr. Fauci and them tell them? Ain't that been the whole thing back and forth? That he downplayed it. We've been saying that from the beginning. So again, being in Christ, right? Even though God anoints the government and all that in the Bible, and when I'm like, well, Lord, if you anoint the people, if you anointed that, whatever, I still in Christ have the individual mind and freedom to do what is best for me personally, regardless of what the Pharaoh got going on. I just got to pray to God for my way out. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know that my leadership is not right. You understand what I'm saying? But again, like I said, with all the other mistakes in my life, that is why I'm going to school. You think I'm playing about running for president? I don't have to win. I got thick skin. I'm expecting everybody to talk about me. I'm going to give them everything to talk about. I'm going to throw myself through the mud before I get there. But I'm on try because this is unacceptable. I'm really mad with myself because I know it's been a mess and I did not do what I was supposed to. The devil had me tricked up, worried about something else. And I'm going back, I'm educating myself, and I'm putting my gloves on because I'm not going to let us go out like this. I'm going to do everything I can. Feel me? And that's where I'm at because, no, this is not right. I do not agree with the man and how he do things, but since he in there, let me see what he got that we can capitalize off of. I'm scared he's going to win again. All right? Fighting. A lot of people are going to die. I want nobody to die. But if there's a way that we can just find a common ground to get what we need out of it peacefully, I will roll with that. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to go back in time and think he's going to be kicking down doors and dragging out men and kids and children. We're not going that way no more. So,
good deal.
I just think we gotta, hey y'all, we all gotta run for office. That's all I'm saying. If he win again, we all gotta run the office, and we have to single-handedly remove him out of office if he gets in there again. Like for real.
Good deal. Frank, what's on your heart, brother? We spoke briefly about this morning, but what's on your heart right now, man? He knew, Frank. He knew.
Oh, I'm right there. I mean, nothing that Donald Trump does surprises me. I mean, he hasn't moved from what he said he was going to do before he got in. Everything that he said he was going to do, he's tried to do, whether he was successful at it or not. So that doesn't surprise me, and people use them. And there's been billions of dollars that have been embezzled out of our government. We're about to go into a serious situation as far as our money when he gets up out of there. So the thing that scares me, or I shouldn't say scares, but just really concerns me, is that there are people out there that even though he's doing all these things, that are still backing him. So that's what concerns me.
Absolutely. Leonard?
I'm
sorry, go ahead, Frank.
Those people were there before. I'm sorry, but those people were there before. They're going to be there after he leaves. Those are the people we got to deal with.
Exactly. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? This man knew, and 100-some thousand people has died, and knew, and not to say how many are still ill with this particular COVID situation. So, Leonard, what's on your heart?
Well, even before the COVID situation, I ain't care for the man. The man is a traitor. That alone, to me, is enough to justify hanging you on the White House lawn. For the very simple fact, that's what you are. You're a traitor.
Lord, that's
I don't know nobody that loves a traitor. But folks in collusion with that traitor.
Come on.
So I don't care if you hang all of them. because that's what they deserve. Had I been in the field and did half the things that Donald Trump was doing, they'd put a bullet in my head. Or they'd chain me down so they could get me to a control facility. For even mentioning not following an order that wasn't so ethical. So no, I don't have a problem because one, the devil don't surprise me. I know what he about. I didn't like Donald Trump when he first came out on Phil Donahue back in the day when I was a boy. You understand?
Yeah, I remember that.
I knew that was a filthy man in the beginning. He did not change. He's still that same filthy, vile individual. Y'all just happen to allow him to get elected.
No. You ain't gonna say y'all because I certainly didn't vote for him. So
well,
okay,
y'all. I won't say y'all did. I'll tell you what. A lot of y'all sitting in cities where you're 70% black and the power structure's still white. That's y'all fault.
Good deal. Let me go to Leonard. I'm sorry, Rico. Rico, man, we talking about this man knew, and a video came out. I'm sure you've seen it. Where they blasted him, man. This is what it is. He knew, and had he done the things that he was supposed to do, we would not have lost over 100,000 people. What do you say to that, Rico?
I'm business as usual. I mean,
exactly.
I never ignored the history of these people. You know, they have a set of laws in place and a system that they follow that they will disrupt and go against when they feel like it. You know, I go back to the Trail of Tears. The law of the land, the Supreme Court told Andrew Jackson to halt the Trail of Tears. Andrew Jackson said, well, okay, I hear you. I'm president and I love the United States so much that I involve myself in this system. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this military that I have control over and say, screw the Supreme Court. I'm going to commit treason. And then I'm going to go down in history and they're going to put me on money and name all kinds of cities in every state across the United States after me, Jacksonville. And so then I'm going to look at George Bush and Dick Cheney, and I'm going to look at the lies that they told about weapons of mass destruction, and ain't nobody went to jail yet for all the lies called laws through Iraq citizens and American soldiers. They went over there and fought a war that was based on a lie because they wanted to get back at somebody dead and get their resources. They do this in our face, and all we do is sit back and make news of it. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm used to it. I'm not surprised at all. There's nothing new. What I want to do is get us together to where we can start operating separately because we are indulging in these people's system, and then we wrap our minds around conversing about this stuff when really and truly, you know what I'm saying, we shouldn't even give it the time of day because it's devil's work.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Frank, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
You know, one thing that's happened and we really need to look at is that, first of all, it's nobody's fault on this panel or anybody that we know that Trump got in office. But what we do have to address, because he wasn't voted in, he was put in office. Corruption put him in. We do have to address on every level how that happened. We really need to look at this whole system of the electoral vote and the popular vote. Your vote don't count if you have where the majority of the people can vote for somebody and they lose because of electoral vote. So we have to get involved in politics. Get involved. We have to pay attention when they're, passing these laws and putting things in place, and quit letting things get by us. And we gotta fight, man. But we have to fight where it counts. We have to fight, where they live. And we have to be conscious of what is going on and who, and not only in the Republican Party, but in the Democratic Party.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good deal. Good deal.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's one example of what I was talking about right there. Sometimes we could put the information out there, but the layman mind, the simple mind won't pick it up, and they'll use that same information to say, well, that's why we shouldn't vote. Now, the popular vote should count, but people have to understand too that your vote does still count, because the electoral college vote can't be lost by 10 votes. If 10 people didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, but 10,000 didn't show up that would have, that electoral college still would have went to the people it should have gone to, and then the vote still would have counted. So each vote still does count. They just complicated the system to try to find a way to manipulate and get it in their favor. But they can't stop us because of migration. We still keep migrating and moving around to the point of where we end up becoming so important to their vote. But if you have that mindset that my vote won't count because of the electoral college, then yeah, 20 or 30 or maybe a couple of 10,000 of y'all did cause that to go down the way it did, because that electoral college vote could have been swung by 5 or 6 votes or maybe 100. You get what I'm saying? Because that happened in Detroit. It happened in Detroit. It was enough people in Detroit alone that could have swung the state of Michigan. Just in Detroit alone that didn't vote. If you could have took maybe, I think if you could have took 2,000 of them out of the maybe 80,000 that didn't vote, that state would have swung a different way, and we wouldn't be talking about Trump. So we have to be careful to how we get people to explain really how this system works, because some of these people don't have a clue about politics, and they looking for us to give them the right information, and telling them they vote don't count is the wrong information.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's definitely true. But see, Trump lost the popular vote.
Now y'all know. Now you know we have other people. Hold on for a second, gentlemen. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Yeah, information is the key, and we have to realize that. Yeah, he won the electoral, and that to me, I blame a lot of Black people, because those that did not vote, whatever your vote was, those that did not vote, you voted for Trump. Bottom line. And we gave him, literally, we handed him, especially the Black community, because of the amount of us that did not vote, we gave him that election. And if we sit back, and I deal with a lot of young people and young groups, militant groups, whatever, and their thought is that their vote doesn't mean anything. They're going to do what they want to. What we have to do is re-educate our young people about the importance of voting. And yes, we know that they do, they do the little trickery stuff, but still make your vote count. Put it in there. See what happens. But a lot of them don't even have a mindset that they want to vote, and that really disturbs me. So that is a target group that I've been going after. Our young people, especially that are part of a lot of the different movements that are going on right now. Absolutely.
Toya with the T, what's on your heart? Leonard, coming to you next.
No, absolutely. We got to play the game accordingly. Period, point blank. Until we can come up with a plan to construct for our own selves, them words again, we got to support the system that's already in place until we can make the proper, movements to get to a true land of freedom. You know what I'm saying? Either way you go, whoever gets in this next 4 years, I don't, just from the past 43 years, I'm still a baby. The way it's been going, I don't see much change in the next 4.
Wow.
I really don't. Whoever we pick, I don't see much change in the next 4.
There's a lot of undoing.
I think that
there's a lot of there's a lot of undoing that has to be done for the next 4 years because of the prior 4.
A lot.
Yeah. And so that's
and we gotta I think it's just that time that we whoever fit in the we have to pull together and create our own system. Negotiation is over with, man. You can't negotiate with an abuser. You might as well tell your daughter that when she get beat on by a man, it can be rectified. He can really change. You just got to hang in there and wait for that point till the Lord touch him. But the Lord gave you strength to get up and walk away too, man. And I'm just at this point, man, where I feel like, it's time to probably desegregate again. Good against evil, man, because it just don't look like they're getting it. They're not getting it.
Good deal. Let me go to Leonard. And Leonard, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna change gears on you just a little bit because we definitely talked about this morning too. Leonard, that vaccine this year is about to come out for the pandemic, COVID, Corona, whatever, however you want to categorize it. They say that the vaccine is coming out. Are you one that's going to get that vaccine? Do you have any interest at all, Leonard, of taking that vaccine?
And it's going to be mandatory?
No.
I'm not taking the vaccine or anything like that, and my child won't be taking the vaccine.
Okay.
And if you want to refuse that vaccine, you can refuse the vaccine.
Yeah.
I will go into seclusion first.
Exactly.
So, people can do what they want. It's their choice. Do I have a problem with the vaccines? No, I understand.
We just gonna leave it like that, huh? Okay.
I'm just not going to take this one. You understand? I've mistakenly vaccinated myself on several occasions working with animals. So, I'm not against all vaccines. I mean, I love the fact that one man has worked to be able to discover these things, but I'm not taking this vaccine.
Yeah, exactly. Frank, are you taking a vaccine?
Ain't no way in the world, dude. Ain't no, you gonna develop something in 15 days and you think you gonna shoot it up in my body? It is no way. They're already talking about it. If you look at the study, they're already talking about the people, the clinical studies that they've done to try to be first to have this vaccination. And they're already talking about the problems that people are having with their spine. So if you think you're going to shoot something up in me that you have no idea, you don't have the time. Because first of all, it should be any time they do a clinical study to be proven in animals. And then once you are confident that it's okay for humans, then it should be tested in humans.
How do you
they haven't even had the time
how do you ask the animal? Do that? How do you ask the animal, are you hurt? You
monitor them. That's all you can do. It's a study. Science is a study. It's not for sure.
How you feel?
But they haven't had time to do any of the right research. And you think you're going to shoot that up in me and my family? No, dude.
Ain't gonna happen.
Raheem.
Yes, sir.
Raheem, I want to also add, I have a friend who puts his body on the line like this quite a bit. And he's already participating in the trials of the vaccine.
Wow.
But he's done it with other vaccines as well. And like I said, that type of courage is amazing, but he does it because if there's an opportunity for him to be a part of resolving an issue or helping someone like that, he'll sacrifice his body for that. I remember when he was all happy and go like, man, you know what? I can't wait to get, what is the vaccine supposedly that they're using for HIV and AIDS? He just ran down there and couldn't wait to get that one. I mean, that's just how he is.
Wow. I don't know.
You have to understand, this is the process of all of our medications,
Leonard,
drugs and things like that.
Leonard, and I don't want to talk about your friend. I don't know him, and I certainly don't want to say anything about him. But is that courage or crazy?
No, that's courage. He's an awesome activist.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people who have put themselves and their bodies on the line for certain things that would benefit us.
Okay.
So
I got you.
We have to. If you look at all the unethical behavior in research, everybody don't talk about the Tuskegee experiment.
Exactly.
But that wasn't the only one. That was the only experiment. Tuskegee was just an issue related to one experiment. So you have to realize the natural nature of this, like Frank mentioned. There are processes that you go through, and this particular one has been expedited. They don't have enough human trials at this point.
And if they're waiting on me,
their next stage now is getting the human trials.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Leonard. If they waiting on me, they still ain't gonna have enough. Cassandra, are you?
They ain't gonna get it from me.
No, sir. Cassandra, would you take the vaccine?
No. I'm
Oh,
sort
Lord.
of iffy about it. I am. I'm sort of iffy about it because I want to see resolve. And if it's a part of a clinical trial, I might do it. I just want to see them find something. But the rate, I'm with Leonard and Frank on this. The rate of speed that they're moving, I think it's dangerous, and I think they're putting people more at risk. Because if you come up with something and say, "Hey, this one is good," and you start giving it to the people that will take it, and all kinds of stuff start happening, then we should not be surprised. But I think right now it's political, and that's not the way that a clinical trial should be.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am. You're
And
exactly right.
and so they come about talking about well, this is the second round right here. We fixed a few things. So what you're doing, you're just admitting that the first one wasn't right. So why'd you give it to the people? Rico, you get the phone call, brother. They call you on the phone. They say, "Look here, I need you to come down here at 12 o'clock today because we got this vaccine. We want you to take it, brother. We want you to be one of the guinea pigs that we're going to use to make sure that this thing is right." Rico, what do you tell them?
I tell them I'll be there February 30th. And first thing, as soon as they unlock the door, I'll be there February 30th. And to hold their breath, I'll be there immediately. It ain't gonna happen. I don't trust the medical industry, and I definitely ain't trusting how they did this and that, man. So you know what I'm saying? Even if they try to fight me, you know what I'm saying? If they try to make it mandatory, man, you know what I'm saying, man, once again, it's gonna be just like normal with me, man. I've been a rebel.
Toya.
And hey, Raheem.
Yes, sir.
And we also have to remember, because there's a activism associated with the medical industry and everything like that, and working with these activists and stuff. You have to remember the political elements surrounding this issue, because trust me, the medications you're taking every single day in a lot of instances are a lot worse than that vaccine.
I could believe that, but I believe they've been tested a little longer, and I love Father Time, so let Father Time deal with it before it get to me. Toya, with the team, what you gonna do, man? They gave you that call. We need you down here at 12 o'clock tomorrow. We need you to take this vaccine, and we need to watch you for about 20 days to make sure you're okay. Toya, what you do? Toya, you there? Toya might have hung up on him already. I believe she done hung up on him already. Toussaint, man, they definitely need you down there, Toussaint. What you gonna do, man? You gonna take that? You gonna get that vaccine, man?
I've been cracking up. I'm glad I have my own. Well, look here, man. How many different strains this thing has? We don't even know what it is. Nobody knows. So Boo Boo the Fool didn't come up with a vaccine. Well, here's what I would rather do. Shoot up my vein Clorox like he suggested. I might as well die from something I know gonna kill me.
Lord, my okay, brother. I wouldn't recommend that, brother. I really wouldn't recommend that.
That do sound like a change.
Exactly. Look here. I'm looking at the clock. It's 10:02 minutes. Time for us to get out of here. Man, this has been a great broadcast. Leonard, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, brother?
If you did not get a chance to hear this show in its entirety, please log on to www.dkmmediagroup.com at 3 o'clock p.m. today.
Good deal.
Raheem, I would also like to send out condolences during the death of our brother General Hashim Nzinga, who was the leader of the New Black Panther Party.
Wow.
He was a good brother. He was a good brother. And I think, rest in heaven to General Hashim Nzinga.
Absolutely.
Because he was a great leader. He was a good leader.
Absolutely. Cassandra, pray us out, sis.
Father, we just thank you right now for everything that has been said and done on this day. God, we ask you to continue to cover us all under your mighty wing. And we thank you for your angels encamping all around us, God. We thank you right now, God, that the unity, the spirit of unity has not been broken and will never be broken in this group, God. I thank you right now for every subject that we talk about. We're only trying to bring enlightenment. We're only trying to educate. We're only trying to do that which is good for your people, God. I ask you that if we've said anything that is not right in your sight, God, we ask you to forgive us and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Now, God, continue to use every member of this panel. Continue to bless every person under the sound of my voice as we go along our day today. Bless Raheem, bless DKM Media Group. These and all other blessings we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. That's a preacher right there. That's a preacher right there. She didn't hear me. We're going to get out of here for today. It's now 10:04 time for us to get out of here. I got to go take my daughter. She's buying her car today. And as a matter of fact, today is Mary's birthday. So if any one of y'all get a chance, today is her birthday. She turned today. I'm not going to tell her age because it might make me sound old. But that's my baby girl. You know, today is her birthday. And we're going to pick up her car today. She got approved for everything. So we just got to go.
Oh,
yeah.
She getting her own little car today,
Yes,
huh?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So you got something to tear up now.
Yeah, she already threatened my car. Tell her as soon as she get it. Tell her when she pull off the lot, expect it when she least expect it.
Yes, sir. So today's her birthday. So if y'all get a chance, man, wish her a happy birthday. I know she would definitely appreciate that. I would appreciate it as well. Now, it is 10:05.
Absolutely.
Time for us to get out of here for today. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. That we shine some of this light in the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. You all have a great day. And if you get a chance, go out there and show somebody some love. And like I said before, you just might find some love in return. Love is a beautiful thing. Oh, I ain't supposed to sing. Y'all have a great day.